becomes a consumer choice.
Carl Goodman runs New York's Museum of the Moving Image.
They started off little, then we enjoyed this communal experience, and now it's becoming, for some people at least, a solitary and tiny screen again.
You can watch Lawrence of Arabia on an iPhone. It doesn't necessarily mean you should.
Yeah, it might be hard to imagine the vast emptiness of the desert on a small screen, but it is mighty convenient.
Throughout the history of movies, people go to the movies. Movies now go to the customers on their personal screens.
Jason E. Squire is an associate professor at the University of Southern California's School of Cinematic Arts.
I would imagine there are filmmakers who would say, no, this is heresy. This is not how my film should be seen.
Well, but also filmmakers are likely to say, I want my product to be seen. And if it's going to be visited and revisited, no doubt something will draw them back. But these changes are awfully exciting, and they come down to more choices for customers. This is a good thing.
And that might be the founding principle of Netflix. The company started in 1997 as a movie DVD by mail service. All those bright red envelopes, remember? They'll still send you a DVD, but most of their 27 million plus subscribers pay around $8 a month to have unlimited movies or TV shows streamed directly to them, with all of their choices queued up, waiting to be watched. And right now, Netflix is the biggest player in video streaming. During peak internet use hours, that's between 9 p.m. and 12 a.m., Netflix use accounts for 33% of all streaming traffic in North America.
You've heard that people blame streaming movies for the reason people aren't going to movie theaters. Do you think that's fair?
No, I think it's the opposite. I think the reason that people keep going at all is because of their love for films. We're always encouraged by growth.
Netflix's Ted Sarandos is the guy who buys what Netflix customers get to see, and that makes him one of the biggest players in Hollywood right now.
How deep are your pockets?
Pretty big.
They have to be. Netflix recently inked a deal to pay Disney a reported $350 million a year to carry Disney movies starting in 2016. There's also a pricey deal with DreamWorks for a cartoon series based on the upcoming movie Turbo.
Head in the game.
Do you have deals with just about every studio?
We have some deal with every studio and every network.
With every studio? Every network?
Yeah. Nobody's not in business with Netflix in some position. So,
nobody's not in business with Netflix?
Well, there's not a major supplier. We have about 250 suppliers. If you own the rights to your content, you probably are licensed to get to Netflix.
But for all its success, there has been an occasional stumble. In 2011, Netflix announced it would split its streaming video and DVD by mail business and raise prices. It all made sense on paper, but after subscribers howled and left in droves, the plan was scrapped.
How many subscribers did you lose?
Oh, I don't know. We went negative for the first time back then. It really was a blip in the history of this company.
Even though the stock was tanking for a while?
Yeah.
Come on, people weren't upset about that?
The stock, from the employee standpoint, I mean, it's been a wild ride.
So while there were those who were saying Netflix was doomed, what were you thinking?
I hope they're wrong.
And Netflix might have the last laugh. The company makes money by adding subscribers, and the best way to do that, they figure, is to give people something they can't see anywhere else. So now Netflix is making its own must-see TV.
It looks positively medieval, doesn't it?
They ponied up a reported $100 million to produce House of Cards, a political drama starring Oscar-winning actor Kevin Spacey.
As for me, I'm just a lowly House Majority Whip. I keep things moving in a Congress choked by pettiness and lassitude. My job is to clear the pipes and keep the sludge moving.
Netflix released the entire first season on Super Bowl weekend. Viewers can binge on all 13 episodes, if they want, in one sitting.
I'm going to stop you there. We are not nominating you for Secretary of State. I know he made you a promise, but circumstances have changed.
The nature of promises, Linda, is that they remain immune to changing circumstances.
So, did this high-stakes gamble pay off with a bumper crop of new customers? Sarandos won't say.
You must have seen some effect from House of Cards.
Yes, I mean, what was the big effect for House of Cards is on Super Bowl weekend in America, people were talking about Netflix and House of Cards.
So you must have seen subscribers go up.
We are happy with the impact of the show, for sure.
That's all you're going to say.
Are you really telling me that all the money is gone?
Of course, Netflix isn't alone. Amazon, for one, has its own streaming service and rights to Downton Abbey and other shows. It all means more shows and more movies on more devices for less money. But this, too, comes at a price.
Endless choices, endless options, infinite options.
For longtime film critic Leonard Maltin, there's no place like a movie house.
You go into the theater, and you're seeing it in a big space, in the dark, surrounded by other people who are just as excited as you are to see the movie, larger than life on the big screen. That's experience A. Experience B, you're riding on the subway and you're watching it on your little iPhone as something to pass the time as you're commuting. You tell me if there's a difference in those two experiences.
And movies should be special and different?
Well, I think movies should be special and different. I think movies should be different from a new episode of The Price is Right. Yeah, I do think they should be different.
I am big. It's the pictures that got small.
True enough, but the stream is only getting bigger.
The technology is all-consuming.
USC Film School's Jason Squires says that from time to time it helps to look away.
I do recommend just getting quiet and within oneself and see what happens.
How can I do that when I have this huge Netflix queue that I need to watch?
That's another choice.
We're off to see the wizard. Thanks.
I've always had to keep my eye on her, but I didn't always watch out for myself. With so much noise about healthcare,